TV shows become part of our lives. We laugh with them, cry with them, grow with the characters. But when it's time to say goodbye, things don't always go smoothly. Some finales hit all the right emotional notes, others leave fans shocked, confused, or downright furious. From sudden twists and open endings to betrayals of beloved characters, these shows stirred up massive debates that continue even years later. In today's countdown, we're breaking down the top 10 TV show endings that divided fans, not necessarily the worst, but the ones that split audiences right down the middle. Let's get into it. Number 10, The Sopranos, 1999 to 2007. Tony Soprano sits at a diner with his family. Journey's Don't Stop Believin' plays. A man walks in. Suspicious glances are exchanged. Then, black screen. Silence. That was it. No explosion, no gunshot, no final words. Just nothing. The ambiguous ending instantly became a cultural moment. Some viewers called it brilliant, a reflection of Tony's constant paranoia and the sudden nature of death. Others were furious, thinking their cable had cut out. Even now, people argue, was Tony killed, or did life just go on? The mystery still fuels Reddit threads, think pieces, and YouTube essays to this day. Number 9, How I Met Your Mother, 2005-2014. We spent 9 seasons watching Ted recount the story of how he met the love of his life, the titular mother. Along the way, we laughed, we cried, we watched him and Robin crash and burn again and again. And in the final episodes, we finally meet Tracy. She's funny, charming, perfect. But just as quickly, we find out she dies. And Ted ends up with Robin. Again. Fans felt betrayed. The ending undermined character development, especially for Barney, who had grown only to revert. It seemed to invalidate Tracy as the real mother. Some defended it as poetic and true to life. But most fans didn't buy it, so much so that the creators released an alternate ending that removed the death altogether. Number 8, Dexter, 2006 to 2013. Dexter, New Blood in 2021. For years, we watched Dexter walk the line between justice and darkness. But instead of facing consequences or redemption, the original finale had him fake his death and become a lumberjack in Oregon. No explanation. No closure. Just flannel and trees. The internet exploded. Critics called it one of the worst finales of all time. The backlash was so intense that Showtime brought Dexter back in 2021 for Dexter, New Blood, giving fans a much darker, more final resolution. The reboot tried to redeem the character arc, but even that sparked more divided reactions. Number 7, Game of Thrones, 2011 to 2019. Ah yes. The infamous final season. After nearly a decade of twists, betrayals, dragons, and political intrigue, Game of Thrones rushed to the finish line with just 6 episodes. Daenerys' descent into tyranny felt abrupt. Jon Snow became a brooding footnote. Arya's training arc? Pointless. And Bran becoming king? Even the characters were confused. Some praised the visuals and performances. Most, however, felt let down. Petitions to remake the final season gained millions of signatures. A show once praised for subverting expectations was now criticized for abandoning logic and depth. It's the definition of a divisive ending, and possibly the most controversial of all time. Number 6, Lost, 2004 to 2010. Lost built a legacy on mystery. The island, the numbers, the Dharma Initiative, it was thrilling, confusing, and captivating. But in the finale, the answers took a backseat to emotional closure. Many fans misinterpreted it at first, thinking the characters had been dead all along. In reality, only the sideways timeline was a spiritual limbo. Still, critics and viewers were split. Some appreciated the focus on character arcs and the emotional resolution. Others felt the lack of answers about the island's mysteries made the whole journey feel meaningless. Even years later, Lost remains a go-to example for TV show endings that went off the rails. Number 5, Seinfeld, 1989-1998. For a show about nothing, Seinfeld sure tried to end with a big something. In the finale, Jerry and the gang are arrested for violating a Good Samaritan law, leading to a trial that rehashes every selfish thing they've ever done. They're sentenced to a year in prison, and the final shot is just them chatting behind bars, as if nothing changed. Some fans found it fitting, a moral judgment on characters who never really grew. Others thought it was mean-spirited and unfunny, especially after 9 seasons of absurd, light-hearted humor. The finale got massive ratings but mixed reviews, and that mix persists to this day. Number 4, Roseanne, 1988 to 1997, rebooted. The original series finale of Roseanne flipped everything on its head. The final season, where the Connors win the lottery and life takes a drastic turn, is revealed to be fiction. A story written by Roseanne herself to cope with Dan's death. Fans were shocked. The heartfelt blue-collar realism was erased in favor of a meta twist. Some called it bold storytelling. Others felt it invalidated years of character growth. When the show was revived in 2018, the finale was completely ignored. Dan was alive, and the events of Season 9 were retconned, which only made the timeline even more confusing. Number 3, The Office, US, 2005 to 2013. The Office ending is less about controversy and more about emotional conflict. By the time the finale aired, many fans had already checked out due to weaker seasons after Michael Scott's departure. But the final episode brought him back, briefly, and gave everyone closure. Dwight and Angela got married. Jim and Pam moved on. And the documentary was finally released. Some fans loved it. Others felt it tried too hard to be sentimental. And a few still wish the show ended with Michael's goodbye in Season 7. Still, compared to others on this list, The Office gets off easy, even if its ending isn't universally loved. Number 2, 2.5 Men, 2003 to 2015. Charlie Sheen's departure turned this hit sitcom into a totally different show. The finale leaned into the absurdity, teasing Charlie's return, then dropping a piano on him in the final seconds. Literally. The camera zooms out. We see the show's creator, Chuck Lorre, at a director's chair. He smirks and says, winning, a jab at Sheen's public meltdown, before he gets crushed by a piano too. Was it clever? Petty? Hilarious? Annoying? Reactions were all over the place, and that was probably the point. The show ended with a giant meta joke that left everyone scratching their heads. Number 1, St. Elsewhere, 1982 to 1988, one of the most infamous twist endings in TV history. In the final moments of St. Elsewhere, a hospital drama praised for realism, we learn that the entire series might have existed inside the imagination of an autistic boy staring at a snow globe. Yes, 6 seasons of drama, character arcs, and hospital politics might have all been fiction within fiction. At the time, it was a bold, experimental twist. Today, it's still debated. Some fans see it as genius. Others feel cheated. It also had ripple effects, because St. Elsewhere crossed over with other TV shows. Technically, this twist implied those shows might be in the snow globe too. Talk about mind-blowing. Endings matter. A bad one can sour years of great storytelling. A good one can elevate a show to legendary status. But the ones we remember the most? The divisive ones, the finales that made us shout at the screen, debate with friends, and never stop thinking about what really happened. Did your favorite, or most hated, TV finale make the list? What show do you think had the perfect ending? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more top 10s just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next countdown.